Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, Neve. This is brilliant, and great opportunity just to have a quick recap on the journey over the last few months.
Yep.
So I'd like to just think back to, I think it was probably around March, when I proposed that you might like to try the new yoghurt regime or protocol. But the great thing was that you started off by asking the consultant.
Yep, so I spoke to Elliot's consultant, who he's had since he was 3 years old. We've tried everything with Elliot, all different medications for ADHD, anxiety, sleep, everything. And we've not found anything that had worked in particular. Some had a slight effect, some not very much. So yeah, we've kind of always struggled to get anything that's worked. So when I spoke to the consultant, he was happy for us to try this.
Right. Yeah, because at the time too, Elliot had quite bad constipation that was underlying. He was in massive amount of discomfort. So we also started off by addressing that as well, using psyllium husk. How does he take the psyllium husk?
Just in his cereal, so if he's got cereal, then I'll put a spoonful of it in that as well.
Just a teaspoon sprinkled on?
Just sprinkled on,
And that, how has that affected it?
It's helped slightly, but he had an episode back 2-3 months ago where he ended up with overflow.
Right.
And that's when he had to have a prescribed laxative to clear out. But since then he's on a daily laxative to support. But we kind of feel that with the yogurt as well as the laxative, he's going every single day regularly.
Right, yeah, so the laxative's working.
Yeah.
Started off with a very low dose, and I think that's really important. So like a teaspoon.
A teaspoon just in the morning, that was it.
And built up very slowly after a couple of weeks. That's really important too.
And the one thing just to say was that obviously you'd mentioned about there might be a rash or something.
That's right.
Which did appear the first day that I gave him, it did appear, and I spoke to you about it, and it subsided after sort of 2 or 3 days, and he hasn't had a rash again.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, that's what we call bacterial die-off. That can be a side effect of changing the gut flora. So coming back then to things that you've noticed, improvements. What are the most obvious changes?
I would say just how calm he is in himself. He's less agitated. His focus is better. His speech, he's now stringing. So where Elliot didn't say anything till he was 7 years old, he's 11 now. We had words for things, but he wasn't putting words together to make sentences. But now he's actually stringing sentences together with maybe 4 or 5 words, and they're in context to what he's doing at the time. And that's something that we never thought would come.
Right, fantastic. So better communications, Mentioned sleep as well.
Sleep's always been a major problem with Elliot, so we have gone through trying 10 milligrams of melatonin, and sometimes it doesn't work at all for Elliot. So sleep has been significant improvement with sleep.
Yeah.
And just going off without melatonin naturally into sleep. So.
And you said he's calmer.
Yep.
You sent me a lovely photograph of him playing with bricks.
Yeah, concentration, that he's able to engage and do these things which he never did before, ever.
Yeah. So calmer, focused, behaviour. I think we had a bit of a glitch when we ran out of yoghurt.
Yeah. So I ran out of the yoghurt, and I noticed 2 days, it was probably a day, maybe not the next day, but the one after, it was like a switch right back to months ago how he was, and the only thing that was changed was that I hadn't given him any yogurt because we'd ran out, and that's when I'd messaged you, and we'd had a terrible 2 days with him, and then I got the yogurt back into him, and within, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 hours of taking the yogurt, right back down again to being calm.
Yeah, so quite striking.
Yeah.
So I think, we've covered most of the things, sleep, speech, better focus, calm, and I think it's early days. It's only May now, so we could keep going, and just hopefully he can enjoy the summer. And
absolutely.
I think the other thing that's important, we haven't really changed anything else. Like, he's still eating the same food.
Yeah.
He does have a really good mixed diet, very varied diet. He's very easy to please.
Yes. Yeah.
But there aren't any other changes that
nothing at all. No. And like I say, over the years, everything that we have tried, and what I've always found with the medication side of things is, we try things and then we have to build them up and up and up, and then if it doesn't work, we then have to build it back down. So any changes in Elliot's medications or anything, they take maybe 4 or 5 months, and I found that really hard. Whereas this, to me, this is the only thing that we've given Elliot that has made any significant difference. And just even having those 2 days of not having it has really sort of highlighted that. Yeah,
fantastic.
It's the only thing, you know, that I would say.
Yeah, lovely. Well, fantastic.
No,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Niamh. And we'll make sure that the people who might benefit from this will certainly see it. We'll take this forward.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay.